ek nèg ek indien vini ensemble. Nous ka coopérer ek vivre ek bon comprendre. C'est si William Jacques.
When we look at Dauphin or walk through Dauphin, we're going through a very interesting part of our history, both physically and culturally and historically. For those who've walked through that northern part, you will notice a lot more exposed lands, especially on the coast. It's because the northern part of St. Lucia is geologically older than the southern part. So from Ancillary down, you have the newer volcanic eruptions and the soft mountains and the landslides and so on. But it's pretty hard, tough that you get on the northern part of the island. So that's why you see this very striking cliffs and the very striking landscapes of north.
C'est ça m'entend tout moun ka di. Les habitants très gentils ek nou ka viv quand yon famille. Saint-Lucie c'est un joli pays. C'est ça m'entend tout moun ka di. Les habitants très gentils.
And the quarter of Dauphin is quite large. It was at one time included with Grosley, because the quarter of Grosley was the whole northern part, north of Castridge was Grosley. Quarters were set up as military districts for the control of slaves, for the supervision of estates. So towns and parishes came later. When you look at some of the old maps or readings, you see Quartier de Dauphin or Quartier de Grosley, but you might also see Ville Quartier or Ville Paroisse or Quartier et Paroisse. So you have a district, you have a town, and you have a parish. And the three things are different. They come together. For you to have a parish, you should have a church and sometimes a resident priest. For you to have a town, you need to have it registered where people can say, okay, I was born in such and such a place. So the military district was the whole of the quarter.
I just learned that this is called predial larceny. I apologize for any loss of revenue from the loss of the 2 melons, but it was in an effort of product quality testing, tasty and refreshing.
Following the path up from the crack up the river to the peak of the hill.
Listen from Green Days by the river. When you keep
When we get to the top, we're going to cut back to the coastline. So, people, movement.
Changing. Some are retreating under the wave erosion and others are advancing under wave deposition. There are many different types of coasts. Some are steep, some are gentle, some are sandy, and some rocky. The character of a coast results from 2 or more of the following factors. 1. Wave action. 2. Nature of the rocks forming the coast. 3. Slope of the coast. 4. changes in the level of sea and land. 5. Volcanic activity. 6. Coral formations. And 7. The actions of man. Neither the level of the land nor the level of the sea remains unchanged for long periods of time.
Saint-Lucie, c'est un joli pays, c'est ça m'entend tout le monde garder. Les habitants très gentils, et nous qu'à vivre en famille. Saint-Lucie, c'est
You did not have a lot of sugar being grown. The main crops were mainly coffee and cotton. Surprisingly, coffee and cotton. And a lot of the East Coast were in those two hardier crops. The district itself was fairly prosperous, but it was always a kind of marginal area. There were other parts of St. Lucia that were more prosperous. There were only about 2,000 slaves, just over 2,000 slaves in that border. There was a church built around 1778, just before 1778. And surprisingly, it was the first stone church that was built. And when we had the hurricane of 1780, that devastated the whole island, hardly a house or building was left standing. All the churches were blown down, except the one at Dauphin, because it was a stone church.
Saint-Lucie, c'est un joli pays, c'est ça m'entend tout le monde garder. Les habitants très gentils, et nous qu'à vivre en famille. Saint-Lucie, c'est un joli pays, c'est ça m'entend tout le monde garder. Les habitants très gentils, et nous qu'à vivre en famille.
The island's dry season enters a phase which we refer to as the Kawem period. This is the driest part of our year and features the island with brown hills and valleys. We record our highest number of bushfires in this period, often started by glass bottles being hit directly by the sun under the extra dry conditions.
Tout le monde qu'a dit, les habitants très gentils, et nous qu'à vivre